Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Yes? No? All right. My name is Adam Cecchetti. I work at Deja Vu Security. We do hardware penetration testing for firmware, chips, custom kernels, kernel drivers, things of that nature. Had a brief stint at Amazon for 2 years, and then Leviathan for 3 years, and now I'm independent. So, go ahead, man.
Yeah, here. Can you hear me all right? Yeah. My name is Esteban Gutierrez. I'm just some guy. I work at a big Fortune 500 company who wishes to remain anonymous. I've been doing information security for about 14 years. I've been in e-commerce, DoD networks, designed massive enterprise network security infrastructures for some parts of the Army, and I really like cyborgs. Cyborgs are awesome. I really like cyborgs. Ever since I saw Luke Skywalker's hand, ever since I watched The Bionic Man, Steve Austin. Some people here don't even know who Steve Austin is. Fuck you. But dead cyborgs are less awesome. They're not quite as awesome as real active live cyborgs. Unless, of course, we're at war with those cyborgs. In which case, dead cyborgs are good. So what is a cyborg? You know, there's a lot of talk about it and different ways of thinking about it. There's a really great talk by a woman named Quinn Norton that was at 2006 TourCon, a few other places as well, like TED. And she does a really great overview of what that means. We've modified ourselves with technology since pretty much time immemorial. Tools like shovels, bows and arrows, contact lenses. I forget what SEM stands for. Chemicals, caffeine. We've done a lot to ourselves to both extend our bodies, to extend our capabilities, to make things better for ourselves. Vaccines are a cyborg art in some sense because it allows us to outlive how we would normally live. A lot of that stuff was just seen as magic in some ages. Machines, computers. Good, next slide. And for the past, for the most part, all those merging of technology with people has really been external, right? You can put down a tool. You can turn off your iPhone or G1, most of us. You can stop drinking caffeine. Yeah, I know it's a lie. You can fix a car. You can reformat your computer, right? But with cyborg or cybernetic or bionic type scenarios, technology becomes a part of you. You can't, right now the primary impact or the primary area where this is happening is implants, right? So you can't easily remove them. You can't update them, or it's difficult to update them. You can't really, there's issues with patching and upgrading. It's like these are things that are somehow inside you or part of you, and there's a lot of good questions that come up there. So what is a cyborg? There's a lot of definitions out there. It's an integration of a we decided on this one just because it sounded nice and generic. It's an integration of a biological organism and technology into a whole. There's Luke Skywalker's hand. NASA did this really kind of cool model prior to sending people up into space. The whole point of it being, how do we need to modify a person before they can live in space? I don't think I can even begin to explain that Venn diagram. It's just kind of fucking crazy. So. Here's some example of cyborgs. Amy Millan on the left there. She's she's well known in acting circles. She's got different legs than you and I do, or most of us here do. And she's actually is capable of running much faster than at least me and some other people that I know who are really fast. This little child on the here was born with congenital ear defects, and once he got cochlear implants, he could hear his mom talking to him and started actually reacting to her. Down in the bottom is, what's her name? Kat Wilkins, I believe. If you subscribe to National Geographic, you should. The January article had a very long review of her technology and what's going on with her. You'll see all those sensors on her stump, and that plugs into a cybernetic arm that reads the signals that are being sent down to muscle groups that have been rewired surgically to react to various nerves that essentially, in essence, all she needs to do is think about moving her arm, and the arm moves and reacts in the way that a normal arm would. And there's constant upgrades going on in her technology to make it actually safe and seem somewhat natural. It's a pretty amazing article, actually. Here's a cyborg being detained by a robot. The war has already started.
So why now, right? I mean, basically science fiction writers and a lot of other people have been talking about technologies and cyborgs and science fiction for a very, very long time. Well, we're actually on the cusp of a very, very interesting event. We're entering what we've kind of termed coined the term even, the hospital age. So we have the largest group of individuals ever in the history of man about to enter the period of their life where they're constantly in and out of hospitals. And a lot of these individuals are going to walk out of hospitals with implants in them, brand new cutting-edge technology, and a lot of these people will, be guinea pigs and take, whatever implants they're being given to try and extend their life or to try to get a better quality of life back. So thank you, baby boomers, for giving us this really awesome, wonderful possible opportunity to actually talk about how the security of implants and cyborgs is going to affect us in the near future. So let's talk about how we've totally failed. We've already completely and utterly failed. So we've anonymized these products. These pictures are not the same products as the ones we're going to talk about, but a friend.
So if you work at one of these companies and you see your product, please don't take offense.
Yes.
And don't sue us.
My friend's father, who is 65 years old, has Bluetooth-enabled hearing aids. This allows him to have a better quality of life. He pairs his hearing aids with his cell phone so that he can hear the incoming calls and talk back on the cell phone. I'm sitting at breakfast with my friend and his father, and I look at him and I go, so when you paired that thing, what was the password? It turns out it's 4 zeros, and it's unchangeable. So I want to spend a little bit of time in southern Florida at some point, just kind of driving around and being God for a little while. But that's
You must rewrite your will. Send all your money to Adam Cecchetti.
We've totally failed. We've already failed at this. So this is based on the UW work that was WU work, sorry, done a little while ago by Kevin Fu and group. And so this is an implantable cardiovascular defibrillator. Basically, this thing when you're
see the little lump on his chest right there.
Yeah. In the upper right-hand corner. This man's very proud of his defibrillator.
Talk about that in a sec.
No. Yeah. So this thing basically detects whether or not your heart has stopped and then gives you a shock and wakes you back up. As it turns out, it's wirelessly controlled over an unencrypted protocol and can be programmed remotely from a range of about 15 centimeters, but that means I have to bump into somebody in the subway to reprogram their defibrillation device.
And with the proper antenna technology, and I think you can extend that distance, as some of you know. This picture I found on Flickr, just a random image. This is what's his name? Oh God, it's in the notes. But anyways, he was very proud of his ICD and just posted it up there, along with all the pictures of the cute boyfriends that he has and stuff. So he's cool.
No, for real. We have totally, utterly, completely failed. So they have deep brain electrode implants for individuals that have Parkinson's.
Tremors, and extreme cases of OCD. Anybody in the crowd?
Anyone? Again, this thing is programmed wirelessly from a handheld device, and it has patterns that it sends for your particular disease or for Parkinson's or OCD. And you can reprogram the patterns as well as the intensity, and this changes the behavior of the area that it's stimulating to either, kind of jolt you back from shaking or to kind of pull you back from being completely focused on something. And this is a real X-ray. This picture is real from one of these implants. So this is what you can control wirelessly inside of somebody's brain.
We failed already.
All right. I think you're starting to see a theme here. We have completely and utterly failed. Not only have we failed in the current generation of technology, but we failed in the stuff that we're about to build. All of the current technology right now isn't actually being extended to do anything else. They decided that a lot of these things are good, but what would be really great is if your doctor could have live updates from your device. And so a lot of these medical reporting infrastructures are based on old telephony technology or now VoIP technology. And all of these protocols are basically unencrypted. All of this information is being sent back to the doctors and reporting back whether or not you're in good condition or bad condition is sniffable and viewable. The next generation is even better. If any of you ever played Shadowrun, the whole medvac thing that would come and pick you up when your character dies, that's next. So the next generation will be GSM and GPS enabled. So when you've fallen over from a heart attack or your liver has failed, they'll send an ambulance right to your location. So if you can think about it, a lot of the people that are going to have these types of implants initially are going to be really, really rich individuals or political characters that are, of high value. So being able to denial of service their ambulance service to come pick them up from having a heart attack, or being able to just swarm ambulances over a particular convention becomes a very interesting scenario.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not even going to be GSM. It's going to be WiMAX and 4G that's going to be going there. So, and think about, right now, how many of you are ripping out